There's been a great deal of conversation about the Great Recession. Maybe it should be called the Small Depression, because I certainly think it's more than a recession. But the fact is that we have had a phenomenal dislocation in our economy and therefore our society. In the context of big law, or the largest 200 law firms in the country as listed by American Lawyer, there has been an interesting change. One thing that has certainly occurred that everybody knows about is that the hiring has been cut back, and in some cases actually frozen. Recruiting has been cut back, and in some cases disbanded. And even those law firms that are honoring their commitment to hire new graduates from law school who have passed the bar exam in their respective states, even in those areas, some of the law firms are not taking on the new lawyers at the price that they originally committed to and under the circumstances originally contemplated. In some cases, and in this instance I would refer you to the Howry firm, they have created the equivalent of an apprentice program where 1/3 of their time is going to be spent in class taught by senior partners about practice management and other aspects of the law that the firm believes were not adequately or even at all taught in law school. Another 1/3 will be spent on pro bono efforts, and yet the third part of this will be spent on client matters, but on sort of, I wouldn't call it insignificant client matters, but more commodity client matters that will be billed at a very low rate that the client will accept. Now, this may be the first step toward the development of an apprenticeship program in the law, equivalent to the residency programs in medicine. I'm not quite sure. But clearly in the lateral market, an avenue or a marketplace that's not been discussed a lot, the amount of movement of partners laterally has increased over last year by at least 11%, according to at least one statistic that I saw recently. In other words, partners are being fired. Now, go think how you can fire a partner, but law firms are structured in a way that they do have the ability and the power to de-equitize lawyers and to suggest, quote unquote, that they leave the firm. Well, that's a lot of movement from one law firm to another law firm. The law firm that they're leaving is cutting back. They're cutting back either in number of people because they don't have the client business necessary, or cutting back in practice areas because those areas are no longer of any consequence in today's legal market. But let's look for a moment at the law firms that are engaging these lateral partners. What's happening to them? They are increasing their practice areas, in other words, expanding their product line to be able to offer more services to their existing clients. They're increasing the depth and skill and breadth of their existing practice areas by engaging more lawyers in a given practice area that already exists with the firm, and they're otherwise strengthening their practice. Now, some of these partners actually have a book of business to bring with them. Obviously, the larger the book of business that an individual lawyer can bring with him or her, the more attractive he or she is to the law firm, to the new law firm. But what does this really say about the law firm? What it says is that they, for the first time perhaps, are strategically planning what they want to be, in the phrase that I use, what they want to be when they grow up. What kind of law firm do they want to become? What kind of services and the strength of those services do they want to deliver to existing clients and prospectively new clients? Now, for the first time, like almost every good business, law firms are looking at the services they offer, the clients they have, and the clients they want to get. What are you, if you're a small firm or sole practitioner, doing likewise? How are you evaluating your marketplace? How are you evaluating your clients and the clients you'd like to serve. Now is the time to strategically plan. Now is the time when talent is available at a reasonable price, under reasonable circumstances, to develop perhaps a new culture of service to your clients. Thanks for joining us.